Hello, I'm Lois from Pinhole Productions, and in this video I'm just going to be talking about how I felt the viewing went when we went to watch our film opening that we made along with every other media group that also made film openings. So yeah, here we go. First of all, ours was slightly towards the end of the order, so we could sort of get a feel for what sort of things other people had already made. And from the start, it was quite evident that the standard of the films was really high, which is a bit nerve-wracking for us because obviously ours was a bit different to anything we'd seen up until they showed ours. So we were all a bit sort of nervous about what the audience would think. But yeah, I think that ours did stand out from the others because a lot of the others were action, psychological thriller and things like that, and they were all sort of rather similar with like sort of a detective or something like that. So when ours came along, the whole mood changed, which I didn't think was a bad thing, but obviously for us it was quite, and probably the rest of the audience, it was quite a shock from being like quite sort of a low, sort of like, I don't know, sort of like putting people in a sort of bad mood of like people sort of lying on the floor with blood all over them, to us like in a sunny park and things like that. It was a bit, but yeah, I think ours went really well. I was really happy with it. I thought the music went really well with the film and it fitted it perfectly. I also felt, you could easily sort of see what sort of genre it was, obviously, compared to everyone else's, but because our research was so thorough into like the colours and things like that, I think you could easily just look at it and think, yeah, that's a rom-com, and that's what we wanted really, so I think we did that really well. And yeah, the only thing I would really say from my point of view was, because I was with Stefan, the boy in my group who did the editing, and I was with him when he sort of saved everything at the end, so everything was compiled together. The only thing I said to him was the part where Scott, the actor who plays Alfie, picks up the scarf. It would have been nice to see a bit more of him just walking around before he picked up the scarf, because it looked a bit forced, and I don't think we weren't going for that. Like, it should have been him a bit more just sort of walking around the park, and then him notice that Zoe dropped her scarf and then think, oh, like, I need to go and give it to her. Like, it would, for me, putting myself as a point of view from an audience, it didn't come across like that. I did mention it to Stefan before he sort of did the final sort of thing, but he said we did have quite a few shots of Scott just walking, but they were all a bit sort of uneven in that, and he was like, there's no point sort of putting them in just to satisfy me, I suppose, but there's no point putting them in if they weren't as good quality or whatever as they needed to be, so can't really argue with him about that. So and yeah, I think the ringing bit where Greg walks off to get the blanket and then the phone sort of ringtone, I thought that was really good. And yeah, that's about it really. I don't really speak to the audience, but I was there with my mum and she said that you could easily see that it was a rom-com, but obviously I think because it was so different to everyone else's, you could see that it was something different, but yeah, I think it went really well and I'm really proud of my group. So yeah, thank you for watching.